Hello and welcome back to Point to Play Games for some more Detective Grimoire. So last time we spoke to Harper, who's the cafe guy. We defeated his challenge. We met, what is her name? Sally Spears. We have not found her challenge, but she is a person, or the person who runs the gift shop. And what we found while we were there, at least, is we did find another piece of the boggy costume, or actually two, being the headpiece, which was hidden amongst the boggy hats, as well as some black leggings that belonged to Sally Spears that were covered in some sort of green slime. We then made our way back over here to the treehouse, finding that there is swamp juice, and that swamp juice is actually what is on the black leggings, the gloves, and the flippers, as well as the lockpick. So we've made some very serious and good discoveries. We also unlocked the challenge for Lady Weybridge, and that was that she was in the swamp when the explorer discovered the real creature, or rather, boggy, for the very first time. And it turns out that she had the last piece of the journal that had been ripped out of the back. Now, as soon as I remember where to find the clue, there it is. Here is our missing page. Now, this is obviously just a picture of Lady Weybridge, or a drawing rather, given to her by the explorer. However, more importantly, on the backside, we find the footprints of Boggy, which are 2 toes in the front and 1 in the back. With this being the case, those 3 toed footprints cannot be from the real creature. Now, with this, we have more to show people, we have more to discover, and we still have a key for the office. So we're going to keep jumping back and making our way, maybe showing things to people as we go, but in this episode, what we're going to try and do is get into that office and look into more stuff. So, let's... Oh, no. Well, it's the little girl.
Aha! Aha! The great detective returns. Did you run out of ideas? Need a little push in the right direction?
I'm getting a new idea that involves ignoring you. No need to push me, but the direction would help. You're the one who needs a little push. Well, we'll go with the second one, because attempting to murder a child isn't a very detective-like thing to do now, is it?
No need to push me, but the direction would help.
Like it or not, I'm here to help you.
I get it. You give me a map, then you magically disappear and hide behind a tree for an hour. You want me to be impressed?
Did you talk to all the suspects yet?
I'm working on it. You can't rush these things, you know.
Have you noticed anything unusual?
I notice that this is going to take longer than I originally planned, and I'm getting the feeling that I wasn't wrong about this tourist attraction.
What do you mean?
I had a hard time believing there could be a place like this here in the dark corner of a swamp. It didn't make sense, and it still doesn't.
Some things don't make sense straight away. You need to look a little closer.
At what? The mud? The water? The trees?
Nope. They've been here for years, and they're not to blame. They belong here.
She's gone again. Hiding in a bush, no doubt. I wonder if she'll ever tell me something I can actually understand.
Well, that was interesting. However, it also maybe makes you question whether, A, what she is, or B, who she is. So we could go in here to talk to, of course, Agent Folder. How silly of me. However, what we're going to do is get into the office, and then we can make our way back. It's mostly the idea that if, like, for example, right here, we do see some people, maybe we'll talk to them. But actually thinking about it, I really want to get into that office so that we can learn more.
Even though I have the key, this might not be as simple as I'd hoped. This door has 2 keyholes. So, which key should I use in each one?
Okay, so, of course there's multiple keyholes. Why wouldn't there be? It would be easy if there wasn't, but oh well. So let's try this one here and this one here. No? Cool. Already wrong. That's great. What about this one here and this one here? Lucky guess. Gotta love it. Alright, I already see a gun on the ground, a pitchfork, and many other
Remington's
things.
desk is covered in drawings and maps and notes. It's all about Boggy. He was obsessed. An ink bottle spilled into his work. I'm sure he didn't do that on purpose. Yeesh, it's a bit of a mess. Perhaps there's something underneath those drawings.
Okay, let's just do this.
It's a letter Remington was writing before something caused him to spill his ink bottle. My dear fellow, I received your note 2 weeks ago, but have only recently found the time to do the appropriate research on the matter. I feel like my time in this awful swamp might finally come to a close, all due to the simple realization, the rest is obscured. What a tease.
That sounds about right.
It's a note addressed to Richard Remington. The handwriting is immaculate. Richard, our man of the world. A little help is in order. We're worried that the efforts regarding our elusive little friend might be in vain. Send word when you can. The letter is signed FF. And attached is a blurry little picture. It's some kind of metallic insect. The whole thing is a mystery. I have no idea.
That's very interesting that I got. I don't think it shows up in the video, but there was an achievement for that. However, I'm starting to question whether or not this attraction was placed here in search of something else.
It's a letter
Sorry about that.
It's a letter
Okay, just want to make sure.
There's a map of the swamp lying on the desk. It's been annotated in a few places.
Interesting.
Vincent Vanderpeer's business card. There's a couple of numbers scribbled on the back. It's a letter Remington Remington's desk. Perhaps.
Okay, I still apparently have not figured out what it is
It's a
that
letter
I need to be looking at.
I feel It's a.
I can't
The letter.
move
It's some
that.
kind of, Vincent.
Can't move that.
There's a map. There's a map. It's been. There's a map of it. There's a map. It's.
Well, that's great, but that's not. It's not telling me anything.
No way. No way. Is this a werewolf? These animals. They're all. They're not. I don't recognize any of them. An old hunting rifle, discarded carelessly near the window. This isn't the kind of thing I can ignore.
An old-fashioned hunting rifle found discarded on the floor. Okay.
I don't know what's in that jar, and I wish it wasn't in there. I'm gonna stop looking at it now. It's a sharp metal poker for a fireplace, hidden in the shadows. Something about those 3 prongs. I feel like I just stumbled across an incredibly important piece of evidence.
Also covered in the slime, match Remington's wounds. There's a small amount of dried blood on the tips. That has to be it. So this obviously is what was used to actually kill him.
Something happened here. There are signs of a struggle between the desk and the window. The open window looks over the wooden planks outside. Oh, and on one side, a part of the curtain has been ripped off. The open window... This is the creepiest office I've ever been in. Ever. This is the creepiest... Photos and paintings line the wall above the fireplace, but one of the frames is empty. Wait a second. What are these pieces on the floor underneath? This photo is ripped, but it looks important. If I can piece it together again, maybe it'll reveal a secret.
Okay, well... Alright, the best way to do it is to go like this, to go over here, this must go in between. these two. This one is obviously the bottom side over here. This one is a top. Not quite that top side of it. There we go. Now we got this top side here. This guy matches up here. This guy matches up here. This matches here. And this matches here. There we go.
This photograph. It's a young Remington. And then some other men I don't know. They're all holding rifles. Maybe I can ask Harper about it.
It is true. We will be able to ask Harper about that, actually. That's interesting.
Have I uncovered a secret in here?
Sally's face? Sorry, that was just a random one. Let me see. This one's a little harder, at least for me. The hunting photo. Oh, you know what? I think we read it, and I think it said something, but I think this is the answer.
The hunting photo is historical evidence that Richard Remington belonged to a secret society. I'm getting a strong feeling that Remington might be the bad guy in this story. If he wasn't already dead, I would have loved to ask him a couple of questions. I should ask around, see if I can gather any information about his motives for being here.
Oh, awesome. Cool. We made it into the third chapter as we continue moving forward. So we now are in chapter 3, Richard Remington's Real Reasons. Okay, that's very interesting. So I'm going to have to talk to people. However, I wanted to actually see what that said, because we have just about all of the evidence. What do I not? Oh, there we go. First Order of Cryptozoological Hunters, a group photo of a hunting club. A young Remington stands among friends. Okay.
No way.
That's fine.
This is the creep. It's a shop. Something I feel. Hunting memorabilia.
There we go.
Claws, teeth. It would be an impressive collection if it wasn't so disturbing.
Oh, okay, right. That's that. What's this? These are all of our stuff. Oh, we're a competent cop. Okay. So, we need to talk to the suspects. Wait a minute, what did that say? Is that talking about, is the little girl even real? I wonder how Mandy and the others are doing. Okay. So, I feel like we've gotten all the answers we can get
This is the
from here. Although,
Remington's perhaps.
normally it like flashes when you find something, but I think we have, I mean, we must have all the answers that we could get. So our next move obviously is to make our way back to the to these guys and start talking to them about the things we found.
I found these designs for a costume, a boggy costume.
Aha, the legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
Okay, let's talk about the clues. We have a lot of them all of a sudden to talk about. Alright, let's just go through all of them real quick.
What is it? Some evidence from... That's great. I'm sorry I haven't... What is it?
Like you said, I realize this is like a weird speed way of doing it, but...
That's...
Before he got ill and rushed back to his office?
That...
This is going down in my notebook. It might be important.
Sorry guys, I got so excited about just clicking.
That's the food I
Let's do
saw
this
Mr.
again.
Remington eating at the cafe last night.
Before he got ill and rushed back to his office?
That's right.
This is going down in my notebook. It might be important.
Okay.
What is it?
All right. That's great. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So I feel like
What is it?
we have a solid idea of what we have to talk to each person about. I really don't feel
I'm sorry,
like...
What is it?
This is starting to feel like just a bit of a...
I'm sorry.
You saw Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that kind of work, and I like to let him.
What do you think of this place? The tourist attraction, I mean.
I can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
I know. I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like what?
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
That is true. I know we didn't go through the profiles, but I want to talk about the costumes and things like that first.
What can you tell me about these designs for a boggy costume?
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this while you were filming yesterday? Wait, hold on a minute. What if
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it? Made for your movie, I mean?
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your boggy movie? Isn't that gonna be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet, or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been kind to people like me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery. I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
Huh.
That's fair.
I suppose you've met with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You liked him? So far, I'm getting the impression he wasn't the most popular guy around here.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you liked him.
I respected him. Good head on his shoulders. Good business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, let's just quickly show him a couple of clues. We'll start over with the costume for the most part, and then maybe just shy away from
You won't be getting the...
too much else.
If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of... I don't really have...
Yeah, I mean, if we have to come back to him, we will. It doesn't feel like there's too much over there right now. Let's actually talk to Agent Folder real quick.
So,
He's going to probably be able to give us the best information, and we have kind of an idea of what we might want to show him.
I found these designs for a boggy costume.
oh, some ridiculous new merchandise for tourists to waste their money on.
No, I believe the murderer was dressed like this last night when they attacked Remington.
If they were trying to scare him out of the swamp, they should have spent more time making an accurate design.
What do you mean?
Well, this design is some bizarre hybrid between the real creature and the cartoon character. It simply hasn't been researched properly.
What's wrong with it?
Well, those flippers? Pure guesswork. Nothing but foolish imagination. Nobody knows what Boggy's feet look like. No footprint has ever been recorded.
So tell me, Special Agent Folder, how would you do a better job researching it if nothing has ever been recorded?
Oh, well, that's, I mean, it's all a matter of taking the time to... It's just that... But there's no way anyone would believe... Nothing but foolishness.
Wow. That is truly amazing. Well, we'll be able to show him the picture, but first let's ask him about Richard Remington.
What can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
We didn't really have one, and now we definitely don't have one. But look, all I can say is that he was a coward who enjoyed watering down history for his own benefit.
What does that mean?
It means there are some chapters of this swamp's history that he never wanted anyone to know about.
Did he like you sniffing around this museum all the time?
I don't think he knew, to be honest. And even if he did, there's nothing he could have done about it. He has no right to this building. He knows that. We both know that.
Why not? It was part of his tourist attraction, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Well, that's interesting. Alright, so the last thing we're really going to talk to him about is maybe the costume designs, maybe the things over here, but then the big thing is this missing page.
Is that the missing page of the journal?
I think so.
It's an important artifact. It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, you're not wearing the right hat to be saying that.
Wow. Great. Very helpful.
Well, this design is some bizarre hybrid.
Okay, so that's just basically...
You're wasting your prey.
That's fine.
I've never seen that before, and I
Okay, so...
have no interest in...
Alright, so that feels like that's kind of all. We're still missing a suspect. I would like to know who this missing suspect is.
This journal belonged to the explorer, who first discovered boggy in this swamp 60 years ago.
Okay, that was interesting. Alright. Well, so... at the very least, we have an idea. We just really have to keep talking to people, but it's killing me that we seem to be missing a suspect. Let's go into here real quick. And you know what? Oops.
Okay.
The last thing we'll do... So, we will have to ask her about these things next time. However...
Let's see.
I
First,
do
tap.
want to just do this, even though we know that it's going to be the same
And now,
as all the rest.
got it. Now I'll write it down. The swamp slime. It's the exact same liquid again. There's something about that green slime.
Okay. So... This, found at the scene of and the black leggings, are covered in the same swamp slime.
The fireplace poker, found at the crime scene, and the black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
Sorry, I just thought it was funny as I realized that it literally included Sally's legs as one of the options. Anyways, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. So thank you very much for joining me once again here at Point to Play Games. And I hope to see you next time.